We're here at the Marion Anderson Recreation Center with Garrett, the Ultimate Warrior Wilson. He's about to go over to Romania on February 22nd, take on Alexander Alexiev. It's an IBF final eliminator. You know, win this fight, he gets to fight, you know, the world champion Juan Pablo Hernandez. You know, what's it feel, you know, to be, you know, this close to accomplishing your dreams?
I made my goal to become a world champion, you know, in boxing, and it's amazing. I mean, a lot of guys don't even have this opportunity just to be able to fight an eliminator to fight for a world title. So that I feel blessed to be able to be in this position that I'm in now. I'm just trying to make sure I stay focused and keep my mind on what's important.
Now, you're coming off a 12th round knockout of Andres Taylor. I think that was back in April of 2012. Yes. Now, you know, it's been a long time since that fight. Yeah. Can you explain to people, you know, what happened, you know, that caused, you know, the delay? I know you had another opponent from Poland.
Well, what happened was, you know, for the most part, I try to stay busy, but because I guess fighters are scared of me, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But for the most part, I try to stay busy. I wanted to fight over Andres Taylor. I had another fight scheduled for Paweł Kolarczyk in Poland, but I guess he went running in the woods and twisted his ankle, and that fight fell through. So, you know, I just stayed in the gym, stayed training. I didn't let that hinder me from, you know, getting ready for my next fight, because I knew it was going to be something coming up, because I'm still rated high enough to be fighting an eliminator. So when this fight came around, I was already in shape. I've been in shape since before December.
Okay. Is it a restless feeling, you know, waiting so long, you know, between a fight?
Well, for the most part, I just try not to think about it. You know, I just keep my mind focused on, I got a goal, I got a goal that I want to achieve, and I'm just going to keep training. I don't really try to think about the time. I'm just one day at a time, just training.
So the training camp that you're are just finishing up now, you started that back in December?
Well, no, I didn't start the training camp. I stayed in the gym. Once the fight got canceled, I stayed in the gym, just basically maintenance. But I started the training camp roughly around the end of December, actually, yeah.
Okay. You know, your opponent, he does have 2 knockout losses, and you are, you know, if not the best, you know, one-punch hitter-quitter in the cruiserweight division. You know, you're among them. You know, so the plan is to knock him out. You know, what people, you know, want to know, especially people who are going to bet on you to win, is it going to be, you know, at the end of the fight? you know, over or under, you know, 9 rounds?
The way I see it is that I like to leave it up to wherever the opening and opportunity presents itself. I mean, like I say, even if it don't, I might not knock him out. I might just outbox him for 12 rounds. Who knows, you know? But at the same time, that leaves some suspense for the fans. So, you know, when I fought Chuck Masakio, now don't get me wrong, I did not plan nothing like that to be losing and then knock him out in the last round. I didn't plan any of that. It just so happened that's the way it happened. But at the same time, that made for such a great story. You know, it made, the last minute saving of his USBA title. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. But I don't call fights. You know, I just let it happen. And let it flow.
Now, your opponent, although he has, you know, come up short in his biggest opportunities, I believe it was an interim WBO title fight with Victor Ramirez. He retired after 9 rounds. That was in 2009. Then he had like a WBO eliminator with Denis Lebedev in 2010. He got knocked out in the 2nd round. This is his, you know, 3rd fight where, you know, if he wins, then, you know, he'll, you know, be guaranteed a shot at, you know, a full world title. It seems like he chokes in the big fights, but, you know, you can't, you know, overlook, you know, his talent. You know, the guy was a 2004 Olympian. was a 2005 amateur world champion. And he does have good wins on his resume. He beat Enad Lysina comfortably. I think he was even an underdog in that fight. And he's coming off a draw with Firat Arslan. Now, what people don't know is, they look at Arslan, they say, he's a 41-year-old guy, or he's somewhere in his early 40s. But Arslan came off that and beat the hell out of Marco Huck. Arguably, rated, the best cruiserweight in the world. He didn't get the decision, but, I thought Lexi clearly did better than Huck did. So, guy obviously can't be underestimated. He does have trouble with power, but the man can box. You're willing to win by any means necessary, but you considering he's going to have it's not in Germany or Russia, but it's a European fight, and you're expected to lose going into this fight. You are the underdog.
Yes.
What is it like? Because you've been in this situation many times in your career where people don't expect you to win. How does that motivate you going into a fight? And what does it influence you to do during the fight? Does it say, I'm taking this out of the judge's hands? Does it, say, or does it, what does it do? Just describe it.
Well, honestly, I love when the fans cheer for the other guy. That's actually my motivation. I love when they cheer for the other guy, because when the other guy's got his head down at the end of the fight, or picking himself up, either way, it's a fantastic feeling. When I win when I'm not supposed to, I like defying the odds. And that's the case in this fight as well as many other fights. Even when I win this fight, when I fight Yohan Pablo Hernandez, that will still be the case. I'm not supposed to be Yohan Pablo Hernandez, but that's how it's going to go.
Okay. Any of your family coming with you to Romania for the fight?
No, unfortunately, my wife can't make it to this fight because the kids have school, and she has to be home and make sure that they're in schooling and everything take care of them. I'm a big fan of making sure that school is definitely the major thing in my kids' life. I want to make sure that's another reason why I'm fighting, because I want to be able to pay for them to go to college and make sure that their life is set up so that they can succeed.
Now, you have 4 children. Can you give us their ages and names?
Yeah, Dean's 11, Aslan 6, Legacy is 4, and Legend is 2.
I saw a couple of them out there earlier.
Yeah, Legacy and Legend.
they're adorable. Do you think any of them, would like to box?
Legend, I think he's going to be a fighter. I think Legend's going to be a fighter, and I think that my oldest girl, she's not here. My oldest girl, I think she's going to become a fighter. Now, the other 2, I think they're going to be, if they do get into boxing, I think they're going to be more along the lines of the business aspect of boxing, because they're more business-minded opposed to being fighters.
Okay. Just anything you would like to say, to anybody out there? Let me first say, your fight's going to be live on Eurosport. Americans can't get it on their TV, but they can find it on the internet if they look, and I'll make sure that it's going to be a great experience. And what lasting statement do you want to say going into this fight?
I don't know. For the most part, I don't do a lot of trash talk. I don't do a lot of talking like how I'm gonna knock him out and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I just go in and let my hands do the talking, and hopefully people will see me as a legendary fighter like Iron Mike Tyson, Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey, Jersey Joe Wilcock, Cyclone Hart. Just all around fighter. And hopefully, when the networks pick me up, they'll realize, hopefully the networks realize this, and pick me up so that the world have an opportunity to see me in action.
Right. Now your promoter, Russell Peltz, he's going to have to stay here in the United States because he has a card, I think, the next day.
Absolutely. Jamal Davis, a friend of mine, he's main event on Bally's card in Atlantic City, and Russell is going to stay behind and manage that fight.
Okay, but if you win this fight, then Hernandez fight, he's promoted by Sauerland Promotions. They do a lot of fights in Germany. So even then, your world title fight, because it's the cruiserweight division, hard to get HBO and Showtime to show it. It seems like the only cruiserweight fights that get shown are by Showtime, and it's like, Latif Coyote and Antonio Tarver fights. And after Antonio popped, positive for that drug test, he's out.
Yeah.
So, and now Latif talking about moving up to heavyweight, but we'll see how that goes. but hey, you win with a couple more fights, all of a sudden you are the face of cruiserweight boxing in the United States.
Me and Eddie. Eddie's
all right, Eddie Chambers. Eddie
came down in cruiserweight, so me and Eddie gonna be the face of the cruiserweight division. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's other great guys, but I'm talking about as far as rating wise goes. Right now, it's gonna be me and Eddie.
Speaking of just so much talent in Philadelphia that you get to work with. Who were some of your sparring partners leading up to this?
Man, I have just all our sparring partners. I've worked with all types of world-rated fighters. I've worked with Yusuf Mack. I've worked with Dafir. I've worked with Dafir Smith. I worked with Steve Cunningham. I worked with Khalid Whitmore, also known as Bigfoot. I've worked with an up-and-coming cruiserweight who can fight his behind. I'm very impressed with him. Tracy Johnson. And I've trained with Derek Webster for his speed. I'm working with a lot of world-rated fighters. I mean, I might even be working with Ryan Cohen sometime this week. So, I'm working with some good guys. I love being in Philadelphia because that's basically where the best work is.
Cohen, I think he just got cut sparring yesterday.
He was with Don King. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he's with, but
he got cut. Oh.
Yeah. I think he got cut sparring yesterday, but hey, man, you got plenty of people to work with, and so you're still talking about getting some more sparring in before the fight.
Yeah.
It's I think it's like 10 days away now, or so.
I train to the limit. I make sure I'm in top physical condition. I try to make sure that my punch power is correct. At one point, I make sure that my precision is on. I'm focused.
Okay, well, there you have it. Garrett, the Ultimate Warrior Wilson, about to, be, a breath away from the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the world. And to be honest with you, you might not even have to fight Juan Pablo Hernandez to get it. You just might say, hey, man, give him this title. But we'll see. All right. Good talking to you.